What's up, everyone? There's a couple things I want to preface this video with. One of which is that this is not going to be a normal video for my channel like the others. Definitely going to be more serious. And the second is that I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. You know, there's two sides to every story. And, you know, I really don't want anyone to go and hate on the roster or hate on the org based off of what I say, you know, because at the end of the day, I still love those guys. And I'm just going to give kind of a rundown as to what happened and where I will go moving forward. All right, so I guess I'll just start with, you know, if you guys don't know, I started coaching NRG 3 years ago with the roster of Turbo, Justin, and Garrett. And we won Worlds in Season 8. And Season 9, we didn't do too well. And there were some issues amongst the team with Turbo, and we decided to replace him with Squishy going into Season X. And Season X, we did really well. We won Season X with Squishy, and we felt really good going into the following season of RLCS 21 to 22. And we didn't perform that well. We did good at the start, and we started falling off a lot toward the end, and there was a lot of team issues that we spent a lot of time to work on. I'm not going to get too much into all that. I just kind of wanted to give a background story as to what led up to here. But basically, you know, my role on the roster was just I was a coach. So if you guys haven't heard the news, I have been removed as head coach of NRG. And, you know, what I did as a coach was, you know, replays and scrims, and, you know, you're there and you're trying to give the guys advice. But in the beginning, I'll honestly just admit, like, the coaching wasn't much. Like, in the early stages with Turbo and leading up into Squishy, it got more serious. But, you know, early stages of coaching in Rocket League were very minimal. Like, it was just like you kind of give a little bit of advice here and there. You try to keep their mental stable, and you just focus on the series at hand, right? You know, there wasn't much prep in advance. Nowadays, you know, since RLCS 21, a lot of things have changed. Teams have caught up in skill, in pace, and a lot of other factors. But coaching became a lot more involved. You know, I started to write, especially this season. I would say this season, you know, 22 to 23, before this previous regional. Was probably the most effort I put in as coaching. You know, I always put in a good amount of effort, but I really wanted to do as much as I could this season. You know, I started taking notes on every scrim we had, pretty much. I started doing replays on my own time versus who we were going to play, and just tried to give, you know, some advice on what I saw on the other team, and we tried to come up with a more stable system for our team that would work more consistently, because we always struggled with consistency, and especially with teams getting better, the confidence of those players. You know, if you look at the history of Squishy, Garrett, Justin, you know, those three are at the top of NA in history. So, you know, them doing bad, it wasn't really normal for them. I'm not going to get too deep into, you know, what I was doing as a coach. I'm just going to kind of cover what you guys are probably here for, what happened, and where I will go moving forward. Today is the 15th. It is Saturday. I don't know when this video will go out. And about last week, maybe like 5 to 6 days ago, I got a message to hop in a call with our GM, Jamie, who is a great guy. He's one of my best friends. I would consider my best friend. And I hopped on the call, not knowing what to expect. I just thought it was some regular call. And he told me that I have been released as head coach. You know, it definitely hurt. And I was pretty sad at first, mainly just because as a team, we have gotten more close, I feel like, in telling each other issues we feel with each other. You know, I hadn't gotten anything from the players. You know, I completely came out of the blue. And again, I really don't want anyone to take this as like, you know, go attack the players. Like, no, it's just, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so I got that call, and definitely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, and my initial reaction was I was really sad. And so I talked to him and I asked why, and he said, I think it's best if you talk to the players. So I called Garrett, and or first I texted him to see if he was available, and then he called me. And he just talked to me saying like, man, we just kind of wanted to change. It wasn't really anything to do with you. He reiterated multiple times that, my coaching was fine when I was looking for some criticism or something I could have done better to prevent it. But they just wanted to change. And, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I didn't feel some resentment toward the players after that. Like I did. But, the more time went on, I talked with really good friends of mine, Rizzo and Fire and John and some of my close friends in real life, and just tried to figure out where I was going to go moving forward and just kind of understand like what just happened. So I talked with Garrett, and, I was definitely hurt a little bit. But at the end of the day, you look at the pressure that's on those three. Justin, Squish, and Garrett, again, I said earlier, they've been at the top of NA. And it's not really normal for them to fall this short of greatness, because they really can be great, honestly. Like I'm telling you, I still love those guys. I consider Garrett like one of my, best friends till I die, honestly. Regardless of what happened. To summarize, it just caught me off guard. I just wasn't expecting it. Even Garrett told me he wished they handled it better. It's understandable. They wanted to change. They felt like they needed to change just because something to change with the roster. They weren't sure what, but they just came to the conclusion to make the change. So that happened. And then my initial reaction was I was sad. I felt some resentment, and I wasn't sure, what I would do next. And then, after talking with my good friends, I'm either going to pursue two things. I've never sat and hard focused on content. I've always kind of been in the middle of RLCS or content. I've never directly put all my focus onto one thing. And so that was one of my options. And I had a really good meeting with NRG, and specifically Jamie and Grady. If you guys know those two, Grady runs Full Squad. Jamie is the general manager of NRG. And it was a really good conversation. They emphasized multiple times that they do not want me to leave NRG. They feel like I bleed NRG, and that I was the glue of NRG. So they really emphasized that, and it felt refreshing to know that they still care about me and they don't want me to go. That was nice to hear, honestly. So that is one of my options is pursuing content, whether it be with NRG or not. But yeah, that's one option. The other that I will say, though, prior to this, is that I personally feel like I want to prioritize content. I've never hard focused on it and done it before, and I don't know my limits with that yet, so I feel like it'd be a fun route to go. The other route, which is I'm not leaning toward as hard, but I still want to keep my options open, is coaching another team. And that's just something that I feel like I have to leave as an option, just to see what offers I can get and see which other routes I could go rather than just tunnel visioning on one route. So that's pretty much where I stand. I didn't want this video to be too long, or I didn't want to rant too much. I just kind of wanted to say my piece. That way I can go back to my normal schedule of streaming and YouTube and just trying to figure out, where I want to go after I get back on schedule. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys' support. Again, please, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way and go hate on the team. I really just wanted to get my stuff out so I could move forward with what I want to do. And yeah, thank you all for listening. Appreciate you guys, and see you guys next time. Peace out.